Is there too much crowd control in Mar Rivals? So just this last season 4 patch, we saw a lot of interesting things in regards to the balancing of the game. And just to be very blunt with the video and just to start things off, I'm actually under the impression that crowd control is getting a little bit out of hand. I think over the last few seasons of Mar Rivals, seasons and half seasons, we've been sort of getting this creep of crowd control, or CC, just for short. Like, there comes to a point where there are many people in the DPS category that are getting CC. Bucky has it, Wanda has it, Spider-Man technically has it, Namor has it, believe it or not. And that's just the DPS role. There are plenty of other DPS that have it, and this isn't counting tanks or even other supports. But what I wanted to bring up is there too much CC in Mar Rivals? I think yes, or at least we're getting to a point where people will very much start to notice it. Like, for example, just this last season, Penny had also gained crowd control abilities, or I forgot what it was, whether it be her nests, they cause like a slowdown in speed. Oh yeah, Sue, right? Her ult would always slow you down, right? Whenever you're in it. She just got a buff where if you're around the vicinity of the ult, I don't think you necessarily have to be in it, but you get slowed down. And there's a lot of changes like that where there's just this trend of slow down, slow down, slow down. And it's a little alarming to me because I notice it. I've been noticing, but I feel like in season 4, I noticed it the most. And it could just be me, but please let me know in the comments what you guys think. But to get back to my point of view, I think they're hamming it a little too much with crowd control. Like, for what reason would a character like Bucky need crowd control on one of his normal cooldown abilities? Like, what are we doing? Now, I understand crowd control abilities like stun, like for example Mantis, or even Luna Snow's skill shot stun, even to things like Invisible Woman's push. But why does something like Namor's, crazy team up turret, why does that need slowdown in any way, shape, or form? But all the point of this video is I just want to express my worries for this sort of thing in the game. Because even then, a lot of slowdown abilities, or like when you get hit with a slowdown, it comes from somebody that's almost playing passively, and they don't really have in mind like, oh, I'm going to use said thing to slow you down, right? And there are certain abilities that do that, and obviously people playing that character have that in mind. But there are cases where like people will just kind of do stuff, and it just so happens to be that their character has a slowdown ability tied to that cooldown that they have, that the action that they used on you. So you're just in a fight. Like, I can't tell you how many times in a fight where I'm just playing and suddenly I'm slowed down. I'm just walking and I look at the roster and I look at the enemy scoreboard just to sort of see who the heck is slowing me down. And I swear to God, each time it's like a different cast of characters, and it's so hard to keep up with who's actually slowing you down because there are so many characters that do that. And frankly, in my opinion, it's getting really annoying. Like, I think crowd control is an important thing to have in this game because there's just a lot of things that would require it, with a lot of dive emphasis on a lot of the roster. But it's becoming a little overbearing when you have literally so many characters almost in every role that somehow happens to have a slowdown of sorts. And I don't know if people are sort of complaining about that thing right now, but I do feel we're like several steps behind from a massive outcry of slowdown CC. Because when you have too much of it, it's just not fun. Like, it almost feels like constantly, like, you guys are in dreaming or something, and in those dreams you're like running towards something, and said thing is like not getting any closer, and you're running but you're like moving slow. That's what it kind of feels like right now sometimes in Mar Rivals. Now, all this video is sort of not necessarily a PSA, but it's sort of like a flag, a warning, I guess, to slow down CC being super prominent in the game, even potentially more in the future. Like, do you guys think it's an issue, or am I just like crazy or something? This is one of those shorter videos. Again, this is one of those discussion videos where I really want to hear what your guys' take on is. So please, please, please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe so you guys can stay tuned to a follow-up video after this in regards to this topic. It really helps a bunch, and the response I got from the original Shield Health video that I still need to make the follow-up video on, because I got more responses than I thought I ever would. It's really motivating, right? I was already kind of motivated doing this thing, but something about seeing people just sort of engage and talk to each other very, humanely than normally. And which is kind of funny because, in the age of the internet, things are very abnormal. I think it's something that, in a way, it's beautiful, not to sound corny or anything, but I want to see more of it, and I think it's very much healthy for the community, healthy for the game, and healthy for our mental states. I know, because this game is very stressful. So yeah, not to drag on this video too long, this is one of those shorter videos that are an icebreaker. Let me know what you guys think. Is this sort of thing just something that I'm just crazy about? Or do you guys notice it too? Or do you guys sort of can see the reason of someone being suspicious of it, but are not quite there yet in regards to having it as a complaint? Just let me know. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Please take care. Bye-bye.